on this computer? Hi guys, today we're going to be learning about the difference between producers, consumers, and decomposers. All right, label your page, producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers, consumers, and decomposers. All right, and then I'm going to draw lines that split these three sections up, just like this. Okay, and we're going to fill in information on each section. All right, producers, I want you to draw a picture of a plant because producers are always plants. I'm going to try to draw a green leafy plant. It doesn't have to be grass. Any kind of plant is a producer. That is not a very pretty plant. All right, so this is a plant. I want you to underline the P in producers and the P in plant because PP, producers are plants. All right, so what are producers? Producers make their own food using sunlight and water. Write this down. They make their own food. Using sun and water. Okay, so a plant doesn't have to run out to the grocery store. A plant doesn't have to hunt. A plant can just make its own food. This process where a plant can sit still and make its own food is called photosynthesis, and we'll learn more about that later. But your mother doesn't wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to go out and feed the trees today. She doesn't have to worry about the trees. Trees are taking care of themselves, okay? She doesn't have to, she doesn't have to make sure that she makes an Eggo waffle for the plants every morning. They make their own food. As long as they have sun and water, a plant will grow. And that is why they call them producers, because they produce their own food. Okay, so let's write down a few notes. I'm going to put a little bubble here. Green plants are producers. Then you're going to write here, this is a vocabulary word. Mrs. Hendrick will be very happy. They produce their own food. Okay? So that's the most important thing you need to know about producers. They make their own food. Plants, green plants. I'm going to list out a few examples. Examples are a fern, grass, tree, flower, and here's one that kids miss all the time, algae. Algae is that green scuzzy stuff. I think I have that spelled wrong, A-E. Wait, let me just cross that out, A-L-G-A-E. Algae is that green fuzzy stuff that grows in ponds, but it is a plant. It is a green plant. Okay. The next type of organism is a consumer. Consumers cannot make their own food. They have to eat. So I am going to draw a mouth. Okay, these are my lips. Look how pretty my lips are. And I'm gonna draw some teeth in here. That is the ugliest mouth I ever saw. That doesn't even look like a mouth. I'm gonna have to label it mouth so we know that that's a mouth. Consumers eat. They eat. They have to eat other things. They cannot make their own food. So let's list out some definitions for this. So they cannot make their own food. They eat other plants and animals. So there are different types of consumers. You've got carnivores, which eat only meat. You've got omnivores, which eat meat and plants. And then you've got herbivores, which eat just plants. But they all eat. If their food supply was taken away, they would not make it. Okay, so we're going to write on here some examples. Example is you. You're a human. Humans. Humans cannot stand in the yard and make their own food using sunlight and water. Okay? You guys have to go to the grocery store. You guys have to go into the kitchen. At the very least, you would have to hunt or go find some berries. You have to put something in your mouth to get energy, to get nutrients. Okay? So example is a human. Animals, fish, insects, all of these are consumers. They have to eat. They must eat or consume food. They must eat or consume. Consume it's another word that means eat. All right, last one, and this confuses kids all the time. But the last one is a decomposer. First, I'm going to give you examples. I want you to draw a mushroom. Miss Rouse, a mushroom is a plant. No, it's not. A mushroom is a decomposer. It is not a plant. A lot of kids think that it is a plant because they see it in the grocery store next to fruits and vegetables. It is not. It is a fungus. All right, so I want you to write fungus. You can also write mushroom. All right. Another example of a decomposer is a worm. That's a worm. I'm going to write that under here. Okay. Now, decomposers are not plants. They cannot make their own food. They get their energy by breaking down dead organic matter. So let's write that down. They cannot make their own food. They get their energy by breaking down dead plants and animals. So a couple of days ago, we watched a video of Mufasa talking to Simba, and he was talking about, he said, when we die, our bodies go into the ground and they turn into the grass that feeds the antelope, okay? And that's what decomposers do. A lot of kids think that like the lion and the tiger are at the top of the food chain. Actually, at the very top of the food chain is decomposers because they break down the lion and the tiger when they die. They're at the end of the food chain. Okay, so examples are, let's write these examples down. Maggots. You've probably seen these sometimes in your trash can, right? When you open your trash can, there are these little white worms. They're gross. Maggots, worms, mushrooms, okay, those are decomposers. And then I want you to write this because it will be on your test. I want you to draw the recycling symbol like you see on your recycling bin. Decomposers are nature's recyclers. Write that down. Nature's recyclers. And the reason why is because they are returning the nutrients into the soil. They return nutrients into the soil. And that is the main differences between producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers are plants, always. Consumers must eat, and decomposers, not plants, they cannot make their own food. They break down things that are dead plants, dead animals, okay? And they are nature's recyclers, and they return the nutrients back into the soil. Last thing I want you to write down, I made a little block, I left a space down here, and I want you to write down carnivore. Carnivore is meat. They eat meat. And I'm going to zoom in on that for you. Carnivores eat meat. Herbivore, and it can be said herbivore or herbivore. I've heard it both ways. Herbivore is plants. And then the last one is omnivore. They eat both. Most of you are omnivores. You'll eat a steak and a cheeseburger, but you also eat broccoli. Okay? So another omnivore, I'm going to give you an example. Example of an omnivore is a fox, a bear, a raccoon. Raccoon will eat anything. Okay, example of a carnivore is a lion. Example of a carnivore is a lion. You will never see a lion eating a berry. You will never see a lion eating grass. There's actually a movie called Madagascar where the lion in the movie gets sick because he tries to eat something that is not meat. Okay, so carnivore, so lions, tigers. And then an example of an herbivore is a deer or a bunny. Okay. All right, carnivores eat only meat, nothing else. Herbivores eat only plants. You'll never see a bunny attacking another bunny and eating it. They don't eat meat. And then omnivores eat both, fox, bears, and raccoons. And there are many other examples, but that's just to give you an idea. I'm going to zoom way out so that you have everything you need here. And that is basically a summation of everything that you need to know about producers, consumers, and decomposers. Have a great day, guys. Make sure to write this down. Make sure to record these, because if I ask you to show me this when you are here for your week, I'm going to expect to see that you've done it. This information is really important. If you are a 100% virtual kid, I'm going to start expecting that you take screenshots of these or short videos of your anchor charts so I can see that you're getting the information down. Okay? Thanks, guys. Have a great day.